She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Guess what's coming? You better know what's coming. Mother's Day. If you don't know that Mother's Day is like right around the stinking corner, you are such in trouble. Why? You have one. You have one. You might have several, actually. You know, in a world that we live in where it is we have stepmothers, we have spiritual mothers, there could be the adoptive mother and then the birth mother, and then there's that mother figure that you've had in your life. I know I have a few mothers in my life. Very grateful for each and every one of them. But today, we, as a team here at DaniJohnson.com, we want to prepare you for a good weekend and really doing something spectacular. Let's not live like we did last year this time, like, oh, it's Sunday, whoops! You know, on the way home from church, you'd stop, get some flowers, some chocolate, and a card. Come on now. Let's put a little bit more thought into this. And you know us here at DaniJohnson.com, we're not about you spending a bunch of money. We're about you saving money, paying off debt, you know what I mean, planning for the future. But appreciating somebody doesn't necessarily have to cost something. What it needs to do is it needs to make a point. And you know what? Everyone receives love in a different way. And for some people, they receive love by your time and thought put into something, that quality time that you put into something that really says, I love you. And so we're going to hear from the moms. We're not only going to devote this day to figuring out how to appreciate our mothers, but hearing from the mothers what causes them to feel appreciated, or even what was like the best Mother's Day that you ever had. Because we all need ideas, right? You know, how do you buy the woman who birthed you into the world? And, you know, it's like, you know, the 46th time you've done something and you want to do something different or more meaningful or whatever. So, so we have some people that have called in to share their perspective on Mother's Day about what causes them to feel appreciated or how they have appreciated their mom, to give us all some ideas, because it is an important thing to do. It really, really is. Some cultures in the world hold up moms in higher esteem than others. I believe our culture doesn't do a very good job. They don't. We live in such a oversaturated marketplace that everything always turns into buying something. In fact, check this out. $20 billion is expected to be spent for Mother's Day this year. $20 billion. And of all of those people that are out going to be shopping, and again, it's probably going to be done Saturday late night or Sunday morning, that, you know, there's probably not any planning that's going into this. In most cases, there's not a whole lot of planning, but it's going to be a quick, it's Mother's Day, you know, and we thank all the advertisers on the radio and television to remind us that it's Mother's Day. And yet still some people still forget. So, yeah, there's some cultures. One culture in particular, the culture that birthed the Bible, and no, it wasn't Christians, is the Jews. Every Friday night on Shabbat, they sing Proverbs 31 over the mother. That's what they do. Over the mothers that are there at the table. Because there could be grandmas there, it could be an aunt or an uncle, an aunt that's there, it could be a sister that's there that's also a mother. But they sing and bless every Friday night. Do you know what Proverbs 31 says? You know what? My Bible is right here. When we come back from a break, I'm going to read it, because it is what all of us women, it's pretty much the gauge for who we can be, who we ought to be. Not killing ourselves trying to be this, but there is a way to get here. And so I'm going to read it on our next break. Okay, after the next break, I'm going to do that. But that they really cherish the women in their culture. They really cherish the women, the daughters, and the mothers in that culture. And I think we have a lot to learn from the Jews, again, who God chose to write the entire Bible, all 66 books written by Jews. There's some controversy that somebody thinks that Luke wasn't a Jew. I totally disagree with that. I believe he was a Jew. He knew way too much about the culture, way too much about the people. He was too connected to not have been a Jew and raised a Jew. Anyway, Jesus was a Jew, in case you didn't know that, who had a mother. Yes, he did. And there's some religions that have made her into a god. That's probably going a little too far. But at least once a year, At minimum once a year. We've got to set ourselves apart to say thank you to those who brought us into this world. Whether she did a great job or not, doesn't really matter. So, Diane Sachs from California. Diane, what makes you feel appreciated as a mother?
Hi. What makes me feel appreciated is just be in the presence of my adult children on that special day.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? Now, I bet that if I were to ask them the question, how does your mom feel appreciated? What do you think they would say?
I think they would say just being with mom, just hanging out with mom. I think they pretty much know how I feel and how important family is.
Right. I think a lot of kids don't know what's important to mom. And we're over marketed to that they think it is spending, money on a dozen roses. That it's buying her a new blouse or a coffee mug. It's buying a box of chocolates for her. It's something that has to do with spending money because our society has just completely programmed us into believing that that's what it is. So for you, for this Mother's Day, what's the plan?
Traditionally, we are at my in-laws' house, and so we celebrate. There's about 4 or 5 moms there, so we just all get together as a family.
Mm-hmm.
So my one daughter's been on a mission trip, so I haven't got to see her for probably a couple Mother's Days. So this one will be special because no matter where they are, if they're with you or not with you, you miss them and you think about them and you really wish they were there that day more than any other day.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Isn't that trippy? Kind of like a birthday, right?
Yeah,
you think about something different. Okay, so let me ask you this. How are you going to show, how does your mother and your mother-in-law receive appreciation? Or are you just assuming it's the same?
Well, first, my mother passed away probably about 10 years ago, and my mother-in-law, I just give her a card, but lots of physical attention when I'm there and let her know how much I love her and how much I appreciate her. And I think I treat her how I would want to be treated, just loved for who I am and just respected and appreciated.
Okay, now here's what I'm going to challenge you on, because oftentimes we don't ever ask the question. How are you appreciated? How are you loved?
I am appreciated because of the love and grace that I always show to my children and everybody around me. I have a tendency to make my kids always feel safe around me, that they can talk to me about anything. And so, of course, every mom wants to brag about themselves, but...
I'm not asking the question about you. What I'm saying is that we fail to ask our mothers and mothers-in-laws how they feel appreciated. And we just treat them the way we would want to be treated instead of what really says, I love you, to that woman. So I want you to think about, what is she like? What does she like? What is her favorite color? What is her favorite food? What's her favorite television show?
Right.
What is her favorite drink? What is her favorite card game?
Yes.
What are her favorites? Don't love her for how you receive love.
Right.
Find out how she receives love. Some people can't stand being touched. They can't stand it. There are some people, like a hug is like they suffer through it.
Yes. They don't know how to receive it.
They're not wired that way. They're just simply not wired that way. It's like quick A-frame, pat, goodbye. Get out of my space, right? So they appreciate space. And so we can assume because we like touch that we can assume everybody else likes touch.
Right.
But in all reality, we're saying, I hate you when we touch them. Right? And if somebody has they have a really deep love for red roses, or they have a really deep love for quality talking time. Well, a family gathering with a whole bunch of people around doesn't say, I love you. But coming over and sharing a cup of tea for a couple of hours, that means the world to her.
Yep.
So I want you to think about that. What is her favorite color? What is her favorite food? What is her favorite card game? What are her favorites?
Things. I do know something that she is always appreciated, and I've just remembered listening to you, is homemade cards, because she knows that's from the heart, and she
took a lot of work.
That gave it. It's a lot of work, but she, because like my kids have done scratch homemade cards forever for her and for everybody in our family, and so I do little things like that. Yeah, you're really making me think about, I need to really put some more thought into.
You really do.
Show her how blessed I am to really have her.
Yes.
How we all are.
Yes. So what is her favorite food?
Her favorite food is Mexican food.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to get together with some of the other family members and maybe propose that we all do a Mexican dinner for her. Just do a lot of, boy, you're just really opening my mind. Just do a lot of things that we know that's important and special to her, and make sure that we do, and that happens that day for her.
That's right. That's right. Because you're getting what you want, which is quality family time with your kids around you. That's pretty easy. But I promise you, most people don't put a whole lot of thought into the loved ones that they are surrounded by. And again, because we've been oversaturated with marketing that tells us to buy, we can't even think straight and don't even know, like, wait a second, what is Grandma's favorite food? What is her favorite color?
Yeah.
What is her favorite card game? What is her favorite television show? And so instead of like thinking in terms, what's her favorite candy bar, her favorite dessert, her favorite drink? You know, so whether we make those things, we buy those things, they're all cheap little things. A candy bar is what, $1?
Yeah.
But the fact that it was her favorite, you know, but instead, here's what people do. They go buy the heart-shaped chocolate thing, or they buy something that's not the favorite. It's like, oh, thanks. Her favorite color is red. You buy her a pink shirt because they were on sale at Walmart. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
You've really opened my eyes. This is awesome.
Good. I'm glad.
I really appreciate that.
I'm so glad. That's really awesome. We can't just love people the way we want to be loved, or the way we treat people the way we want to be treated. Okay, we're all different people. We all receive love in different ways, but I'll tell you, the easiest way to get a gift or to create a gift or create an environment for somebody is to really just ask yourself the question, what's their favorites? What's their favorites? And you do, like if you're going to make a card, make it her favorite color, make it her favorite animal. So simple, means so much more to her. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
Can we just be real for a few minutes? You and I have real lives, real families, and real problems. We want real answers, don't we? Dani has answers that have worked for hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. Stay right here for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, this is Dani Johnson. Let me ask you something. Do you dream about being more confident, more beautiful, more powerful? Are you that girl who never learned to wear makeup and now you're lost in a sea of YouTube videos? That busy mom who can't get enough sleep and just wants to feel pretty again? Or maybe you're that professional who wants a little more respect in the office. From the boardroom to the bedroom, celebrity makeup artist Xtina Harmsworth from XMH Beauty will help you. Xtina has a track record of making beauty easy on any budget. Her live class is simple, step-by-step professional beauty techniques, and insider secrets will set you apart from the crowd. So don't sit on your dream another minute. Learn from the best. Get your exclusive free gift from Xtina today at xmhbeauty.com/Dani. That's xmhbeauty.com/DANI.
It's time for a checkup from the neck up. This is The Dani Johnson Show.
Part of being successful is learning to appreciate people. It is something that most of us have to learn how to do because a lot of us do not know how to do it naturally. We get so busy with life that we forget the important things in life. I believe that the equation of success has to have an element of wonderful, rich family time and appreciating those that help to bring us into this world. With Mother's Day on the approach here, please don't be like everybody else who just goes the easiest, cheapest way of saying thank you one time in a year in a special way to the woman who sacrificed so much to bring you. into the world that raised you. Now, maybe she didn't do a perfect job, but it's not about that. A successful person can recognize that people are giving it their best with what they've got. And we all have to get better at giving appreciation to everyone around us, especially for a special focused day on Mother's Day. I promised you that I was going to read you something that comes from the best success book ever written. And there is a certain culture that does such a beautiful job of setting the example of how to appreciate the mothers and the women in their culture. And that would be the authors of the book, the Bible. The Jews. God chose them. He mandated them. He breathed upon them to write this entire book that has shaped parliaments and governments all over the world, that has given us how to live, how to succeed financially, how to have good, healthy marriages, how to work through terrible trials and sufferings, how to raise children. It's all inside this book. How to start a business, how to grow a business. It's all inside of this incredibly powerful book. But one thing that we see outlined here, and it's very, very specific about women and about a good wife, a wife of noble character, a woman of noble character, a mother of noble character. So I wanted to take this segment of the show to read this to you. It's Proverbs 31. You've probably read it before. But what I love, one of the many things that I love about our brothers and sisters with Hebrew blood, our Jewish brothers and sisters, who not only brought the Bible, but Jesus, the Messiah, came through their bloodline. And so this book, I appreciate their culture in that every Friday night they sing Proverbs 10 through 31 over the women in their house every Friday night. I want you to think about receiving this blessing over you every single week, and that your daughters are hearing this blessing as well. It's incredibly powerful words. It says, an excellent wife who can find, for her worth is far above jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not evil all the days of her life. She looks for wool and flax and works with her hands in delight. She's like a merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. She rises also while it is still night and gives food to her household and portions for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. Notice she's a part-time entrepreneur. From her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Several different places of income she has created. She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She senses that her gain is good. Her lamp does not go out at night. She stretches out her hands to the distaff, and her hands grasp the spindle. She extends her hand to the poor, and she stretches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She makes coverings for herself, and her clothing is fine linen and purple. She's well put together. She takes a shower. She doesn't wear the messy bun and the saggy sweats. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them and supplies belts to the tradesmen. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. A woman who has faith and not fear about not having enough money. And that's a choice, because there's always lean years and there's years of plenty. So she smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. She's not lazy. Hello? Her children rise up and bless her, her husband also, and he praises her, saying, many daughters have done nobly, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the product of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. That's the woman we all should want to be. It's crystal clear. That's the woman that God can help us be. Crystal clear. And listen, if you didn't grow up a Jew, you didn't grow up hearing that. Doesn't mean you can't read it once a week over yourself and bless yourself with it. This is Dani Johnson. We're going to be hearing more from you about how you feel appreciated as a mother, how we can appreciate the mothers that are out there.
Did you know you can see Dani Johnson live and in person? Go to DaniJohnson.com and find out about our next live event. First steps to success. Register today. Call 866-760-8255 or go to DaniJohnson.com/FSTS.
I just heard this amazing story. One of our clients had written us telling us that they had used job domination and unlimited success and has absolutely exploded their career. He said, Dani, I don't know where I'd be today without job domination and unlimited success. Listen, do you want more recognition from your coworkers? Do you want to be recommended to people all over the world? Do you want to be somebody that is highly sought after? Listen, if you're in a dead-end place where this gentleman found himself, but then learned new strategies and changed everything in his work life, and obviously this has resulted in higher bonuses and pay raises, you're next. 888-757-8880. Get your copy of Job Domination right now. 888-757-8880. Again, 888-757-8880. Job domination. That's what you need. It's time for you to dominate the job market and break through the rut that you're in.
If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do with your life? Discover your own answer. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Oh, Dani, give me a break. Mother's Day is just another over-commercialized holiday. My mother knows I love her. I don't need to do anything special for her. Wow. Yes, I agree. It is an over-commercialized holiday. No question. But that does not give the excuse that you think that she knows you love her. You know what? You'd be surprised how many moms wonder if their children love them. You would be surprised of how many times a mom worries that she was not good enough, that she feels like she failed, especially for kids in a moment in time are not doing the best that maybe the neighbor's kids are doing. Moms often battle with depression. We are so pressured by so much in society. Listen, I'm a mother of 5. I have 7 grandkids. I've homeschooled most of the children's career of school. I'm the cook, I'm the launderer, I'm the carpooler, I'm the homeschooler, housekeeper, schedule organizer. Yeah. And you know what? No matter how hard we women work, we can often feel like it's not good enough and we could have done so much better in so many other places. And my honest opinion is that if you feel like you're always such a great mom all the time, you're like taking too many Valium and you might be smoking crack. Because every natural mom wonders if she's really doing a good job, and she really wonders if her kids really do love her. And she does fear whether or not they will love her once they're grown and gone. And she fears being alone. And so not paying attention to her on this day, all that she sacrificed for you, I cannot tell you how important it is for you to find something special for her. And I'm not talking buying something special. I'm saying just focus. Think. What is her favorite food, drink? Find out what her favorites are and zero in on that. Find the words to write down if she's one that loves words. Needs encouragement. Do something unique this year. You know, successful people do things like that. They do something unique. They do not just do what everybody else is doing. Spending $20 billion on Mother's Day just to buy a card and a gift and some flowers. Please don't go there. You were designed for something so much bigger and so much better than that. So, Jaren from Chicago, what makes you feel appreciated as a mother?
For me, it's not about the gifts or the presents. In the past, I would have said that, but now that kind of grosses me out. Yeah. And honestly, I like when my kids make me cards. It's like, be still my heart. When my son says, Mom, you're the most beautiful, bestest mom ever. I am an encourager, so I like positive words of affirmation. Mm-hmm. And as an encourager, I'm always pouring out and pouring out and pouring out. Mm-hmm. And I would like to get it back. So I like to hear that I'm a good mom because, like you said, half the time I'm like, am I messing them up? Am I breaking them? Is this even working? Are they even listening to me? Like, what's going to happen with them? I don't even know. I totally can relate to not feeling like I'm a good mom because I'd say most of the time that's how I feel. Yeah. And that's not working.
Yes. Okay, so Jaren, I love it that you said like all the expensive gifts and stuff just grosses you out now. Like, oh, please don't go there with me.
Don't.
What brought you to that place?
I'm on a journey right now of purging. And as I'm purging, I'm literally counting and looking and seeing how much of every single thing that I have.
Yes.
And I've been in bondage to stuff. I wouldn't do this because where am I going to fit all my stuff? I won't do that because it's going to cost me all this money to move my stuff. You know what, stuff? I'm done with you. I don't care. I'm only keeping what I like. And same thing when I go to the store. Just because it's on sale. I'm not going to wear it. Who cares, right?
Amen. Amen. Man, that's what I did when it was time for me to get serious about paying off debt. I purged like crazy, and I literally had the manifestation of throwing up. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so disgusting. And then when it came to my closet, it's like, if I haven't worn it in 2 years, it's out of here. It's out of here. And I don't want to refill it. I don't want to put something else in its place. That's why a lot of my clothes are really old. Clothes and shoes. 10 to 20 years old, but I make it work. Why? I don't ever want to go back to that gluttony of stuff. I'm really proud of you that you have reached that place. And go sell all this junk, by the way, and pay off some debt. That'd be a really good idea. That'd be a really, really good idea. Hey, by the way, you have a mother. Is she living?
No.
Okay. Do you have a spiritual mom? Do you have another woman that kind of, has filled in some of that role in your life?
Yeah, recently there is someone through the church and she's kind of like a mentor to me. Yeah. She's the COO of my church, which actually has been there, Family Harvest Church in Tinley Park. You came to speak there before, and she's been filling that role and holding me accountable even when I don't like it, and encouraging me to.
She's being your mom.
Being my mom. I had you guys pray for me. I'm going through an icky divorce right now, so I'm actually dreading Mother's Day because I don't know what we're gonna do. I really just like, can we skip that day? Kind of thing. But if I could focus my energy on appreciating someone else, that would help.
Yes. Yeah. So I want you to do what I asked in the very beginning of the show. I want you to think about, what are her favorite things? Simple things. Favorite color. What's her favorite show if she watches TV? What's her favorite kind of books to read? What's her favorite drink? What's her favorite candy bar? What's her favorite place to shop? What's her favorite thing to do? What's her favorite thing to talk about? These are such important questions to ask. And we don't know a person. We don't know a person if we don't know the answers to those.
Yeah. And I don't know exactly for those, but I just had a thought that, because I know she likes quality time, that part I know. And I think it'd be fun if I go watch the Cinderella movie with her, because I liked it. It was very encouraging.
Okay, but hold on a second, Jaren. That's about you again. It doesn't matter that the movie was encouraging and you liked it. She might hate Disney. Like, I can't stand Disney movies. You would freaking drive me crazy if you picked me up to take me Cinderella. Oh, my gosh. No way. No, Jaren, it's really simple. She likes quality time. I want you to call her, and I want you to tell her, you know what? You've spent so much time with me pouring into my life. I'm wondering if I could spend time with you. I just want to get to know you more. And I want you to go with these questions. I don't want you to talk about yourself, and I don't even want you to try and encourage her. I want you to get the answers to the questions that I've asked you about her. Okay. And then you don't do anything about it. You just spend that time, and then now you have a list of things that you can put together, a cute little something for a couple of dollars. Maybe it's her favorite soda. Maybe it's her favorite candy bar. Maybe it's making her a card with her favorite Snoopy, if she likes Snoopy, if she likes whatever, making it the kind of color that she likes. You will impact her and encourage her in the way she receives it, not the way you like to give it.
All right.
Got it?
Here we go. Yes.
Get on with it. That will help your Mother's Day to be spectacular.
Amen.
And I would even find some other old women in the church to do the same thing for.
Okay.
Right? You think about how many divorced moms are in there who are going through who went through what you're navigating right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine how they feel. Go pour into other people's lives. It'll be the most beautiful Mother's Day ever. All right?
Okay, that makes me excited. Yeah.
Yes. All right. God bless you. Thanks for calling in. Okay, we've got Gina Alexander from Los Angeles, California. What about you?
Hello.
So, what are you going to do for Mother's Day? For your mom?
Oh, what am I doing for my mom?
Yeah.
Okay, she loves pictures, so she's always expecting a a picture handbag every Mother's Day, and it has to be that perfect picture with all the grandkids on it. So I remember one time I didn't do it, and she felt that I didn't think about her. And, you know, in my mind, I thought, oh, she's tired of those, you know.
Yeah.
And so, but she really loves things that are personalized and with pictures. Like, she likes things that are really thought through and not just, you know, oh, let me just go to the store and buy her, you know, perfume or something. She really wants to see something done with all her grandkids. But, you know, I think one of the number one things is that we cook for her, because she's always cooking for us.
Yes.
And she's famous for her lumpias. And so we're...
I'm coming to your mom's house.
I mean, those things like go in like 2 minutes.
And it takes so long to make it. It takes so long to make it. Okay, hold on one second. Gina Alexander is a precious client of ours, has been a client of ours for, gosh, a very, very long time. Has a very powerful testimony for first steps to success in creating a dynasty. She has a handbag business. And for those of you that you have been saving money to do something really special for your mom, and your mom is like her mom, that she loves the pictures of the grandkids, loves that kind of a thing, you really should get a hold of one of Gina Alexander's things. Here, she made me this cover. I put it on my Bible. It was actually a journal. It's my husband and I. And I managed to squeeze my Bible inside of this thing. GinaAlexander.com. I would recommend it. If you've been putting money aside and you want to do something really special and she happens to like family photos, you should see my purse that Gina made for me. Oh, I get compliments everywhere I go. And I love that bag because I take my family with me everywhere now. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
Stay right here for more of The Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson. The most common question I get usually are from people who are trying to juggle their life. They've got kids. They've got kids who are involved in all kinds of activities. They've got business or their job, finances, trying to get out of debt, plus all their church activities and all the volunteer activities. And they're pulling their hair out going, how do I juggle this all? Man, I once lived just like that until I learned Time Secrets. Time Secrets showed me how to be able to cut my hours from 100 hours a week that I was working down to 20 hours a week and tripled my income as a direct result with what I learned. Time Secrets also showed me how to get my priorities in order, which healed up my marriage. And I became a mother that I was proud of versus becoming the mother I didn't want to be. And so if you feel like your world is running around in all kinds of different circles, you can fix that. Call 888-757-8880. Again, 888-757-8880 for Time Secrets.
Straight talk, real answers. This is The Dani Johnson Show.
One of the best Mother's Days that I ever had. And I'm just kind of going off of what Gina Alexander said. Her mom is always the one that's cooking. And her mom doesn't just cook. I mean, it's not Hamburger Helper. I mean, she cooks, okay? Filipino woman. Lumpia. It takes hours and hours. I make lumpia. It takes hours and hours and hours. I'm so grateful that my son, I don't even think he realized it this year, but he didn't ask for his favorite meal, which was lumpia, for his birthday. Thank God. Because it takes so much time to make. He asked for green chili burritos for his party. I can make those really fast. Anyway, not really fast, but it'll take all day still, but something different. Anyway, but one of the best Mother's Day I ever had was my spiritual daughter, Isa, grabbing my daughter, Erica. And again, Erica was younger, so she didn't really understand how to appreciate her mother. And I'm certainly not one to teach her how to appreciate her mother. This is how you need to appreciate your mom. You know what I mean? So anyway, Isa, she was brilliant. And she grabbed my daughter, Erica, and they cooked for me my favorite meal that day. I was in tears. And not only that, but they even got me like I don't do breakfast, but you know, once a year I want to eat something disgusting, and it's Eggos. I really like Eggos. The Eggo waffles, they're so good. With Mrs. Butter, it's so bad. It's terrible food. I never eat it. Maybe once in a while, sometimes once a year, once every couple of years, and it's usually on Mother's Day that the kids go and they buy Eggos. They're really good. I don't like breakfast. But Eggos, crispy. Put tons of butter, and then Mrs. Buttersworth on top. Oh, telling you what, goose pimples. Anyway, so they did the Eggos in the morning, and they cooked this incredible meal for me for Mother's Day, and they would not allow me into the kitchen. So every time I would come in and, try to, help them or whatever, like, get out of here. They wouldn't let me clean. They wouldn't do any of that kind of stuff. And of course, they wrote some really precious cards. It was such an incredible day. They gave me a day of eating my favorite food, my absolute favorite food. Okay. No restaurant has my favorite food. I cook my favorite food. So they cooked for me, and it was, wow, it was awesome to have that day with them and to relax and to enjoy and to see all the work that they put into it for one day, because it's all the work that I put into it every day to cook for my family. So it was really, really precious. So there's another great idea. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but man, if she's a cook and she's like, she really puts a lot of work and effort into the food that she makes you, then you have to know that a great way to appreciate her is returning that favor back to her. All right, so we've got one more here, Mario Johns from Pennsylvania. How are you going to appreciate your mother, or what do you typically do for Mother's Day?
Hi, Dani. Well, what we usually do the last few years, my grandfather has actually takes the whole family out for lunch, and then what I usually do is I'll take my mom out, like just me and her, out to dinner one night or something, or even sometimes I'll buy her like a spa treatment, like just to pamper her for a day. But the best thing that we've done the last probably 4 or 5 years is we'll sit for about 2 hours, and my mom has a ton of photos.
Me too.
From me and my brothers when we were little. So we'll go through and we'll probably last for at least 2-3 hours. Just that's like the best part of it all. We love to just go through all the photos from when we were kids. So so that's pretty much the highlight of it.
I think that's a winner. I have tears in my eyes over that one. I'm serious. I have tears in my eyes over that one. And again, and here's what it's about. Mario, it's about finding what really matters to mom. We have been oversold, over-marketed to. We live in the society that's constantly selling us stuff and telling us how to live our lives. We have to pull out of that. And see, you're not going to find any advertisement that's going to tell you to sit down with mom. If she's got a lot of photo albums, that means that she really appreciates pictures of the family. I'm one of those. I have gobs of them. I'm behind right now, 2 years. I'm 2 years behind. So it would be the greatest Mother's Day gift for this mom. Go print out the pictures that are in my computer. I don't care. Print them all out. Get them developed. Come and put them in photo albums, because at least iPhoto in my computer tells you what year it is. I have one album per year of every event that we've done in our lives, like the vacations or the family times, the birthdays, all that kind of stuff. Wow, Mario, I'm telling you, if your mom, you nailed it, because your mom has a lot of photo albums, then it means the world to her for you to sit with her and to go through those photo albums with her. That's absolutely a winner. That's the best thing I've heard so far all day. It really is. That's absolutely amazing. So again, I want you to go here. Rather than taking her out to dinner, rather than taking her on a spa thing, because again, those things were advertised to you, giving her a spa treatment, unless of course she likes going to the spa, and that is important to her, and she does that for herself. I want you to think about something even cheaper, but so much more meaningful. What is her favorite color? What is her favorite candy bar? What is her favorite food? What is her favorite drink? What is her favorite flower? What is her favorite television show if she likes to watch TV? What's her favorite hobby? What kind of books does she like to read? I don't know if I want you to sit down and make a long list of questions.
Okay.
And I want you to go to her before Mother's Day. And I want you to say, Mom, can I just have an hour with you? I got some questions that I got to know the answers to. And I want you to write the answers down, and then for Mother's Day, you bring her some of her favorites. Meaning, if her favorite color is blue, you don't buy her a red Mother's Day card. Do you know what I'm saying? If her favorite candy bar is a Snickers bar, you don't buy her Cadbury chocolates. You get her favorite. So if you hone in, if her favorite food is her meatloaf, you don't take her out to dinner. You make her meatloaf. Do you know what I'm saying? So you go and find out, like, Mom, what is your favorite vegetable? I don't like vegetables. Okay, great. Then you know not to make meatloaf with vegetables. Do you know what I mean? So, like, just make maybe even like 100 questions. Mom, what's your favorite memory from your childhood? Really get interested in her and pamper her on that day with her favorites. And you'll find that most of them are cheap or they don't cost anything at all. That's what you'll find. What really matters most. To me, it sounds like really good quality time, and family is really super important to her. But maybe you make her favorite meal instead of going out. And instead of everyone going to a restaurant, because like it's chaos. It's people talking all over the place. You know what I mean? It's chaos going out to lunch. Ew. Ew. And the food quality sucks. I don't care how expensive the meal was. But man, there might be her favorite pie, her favorite cake, whatever it is. But you and your brother and your dad, you could present this idea to them and you're going to knock her socks off. And not only that, guess what I just taught you how to be? I just taught you how to be the best future husband you could ever be, baby.
Yep.
Because if you think in terms of what is the favorites for my wife, oh, dude, you are so marketable. And you're going to have yourself a great wife. That's stepping up to be the best man you could be. To get yourself a great wife. Amen. Okay, well, wow. This is Dani Johnson. We will continue with more right after this.
Don't go away. The next segment might just change your life. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
For families in Santa Pancha, Nicaragua, life is filled with fear and struggle. They don't have enough food for their kids, clean water is hard to find, and they're living in a decrepit, unsafe hovel on top of mining tunnels that could explode and sink at any moment. But a miracle is in the making, and you can be a part of transforming this village. Go to kingsransom.org and click on Santa Pancha to see how you can help. That's kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org, and click on Santa Pancha.
Be sure to tell a friend about the Dani Johnson Show. It just might be the key to the breakthrough they need. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
You did not birth yourself into this world. And the fact is, you will never find a perfect mom. Never. There isn't one. However, there's a million ways to be a better one. And as a daughter, I know I need to get better in appreciating my mother, even though our road has been really rocky. Even though I grew up in a violently abusive, drug-infested home, emotionally, mentally, verbally, sexually abused from the time I was 3 until I was 16. Even my adult life filled with all kinds of trauma and tragedy with my mom. That does not give me the right to not show her that I appreciate that she did not abort me, which was her plan. The doctors told her to abort me. That doesn't mean that I should not lavish her with love the way she receives it, to remind her that she did the best she could with what she had. So whether your mom is absolutely awesome or that she maybe didn't do things the way that you would have, you need to step up and be the kind of leader that appreciates people's in their failures as well as in their successes. This Mother's Day, come on, do what we've been talking about this hour. Not only that, you can take everything I just taught you and you can take that into your business. You could literally take that into your career, into home, when you're thinking of birthdays that are coming up or different holidays that are happening. When you focus in and find out what people's favorites are, oh my gosh, you minister to them deeply. You hit them in a very deep place. Most people end up buying gifts for people that they never wanted, never needed, and in some cases never even liked. You don't have to waste your money or your time. You can hit the bullseye, and that will cause you to be someone that's even more valuable in the marketplace and at home. Well, one thing I can tell you, some of us moms like to take care of the poor. Yep, we do. And for this Mother's Day, if you have a mom that loves to volunteer, go volunteer with her. If you have a mom or even a grandmother or a stepmother that she gives to the poor, then that's what you could do. You could simply make a card and say, hey, I figured because you love so much taking care of and you're wanting to build houses for the poor, well, I made a donation on your behalf to help another house get built. I don't care if it's $10, you don't even have to tell her what it is. But rather than spending money on things that are not needed, if her heart is for the poor, then you can tell her that you made a donation. And maybe you're making a commitment that every month you're going to make a donation of whatever. You don't even have to say the amount, but you're making a commitment to join her on that adventure. By the way, if you don't know of a good place to do that, kingsransom.org is the best place to go. 100% of the money you give to King's Ransom goes straight to the cause, not to buildings, not to staff, not to employee costs, none of that stuff. It goes straight to, in this case, building houses for the extreme poor in Santa Pancha, Nicaragua. Or if it's the sex trade, or if it's orphans, or getting clean water, whatever it is your heart really is torn for, King's Ransom, I'm sure, has the cause. kingsransom.org. Go to kingsransom.org. I've so enjoyed you today. I can't wait to hear the stories of how you blessed your mom this Mother's Day. Have a great one.
Did you hear that last segment? Do you know someone else who needs to hear it? Go to DaniJohnson.com, find today's show, and share it online. Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for more insights that will help you get to the life you've always wanted.
Hi, welcome to the Dani Johnson YouTube channel. We're super excited to have you here. And every single week, we're going to make sure that you get awesome videos for your business, career, making more money, saving money, annihilating your debt, as well as helping you to handle those really tough problems that you have with people at home as well as at work, and taking those really good relationships you already have and causing them to flourish and grow. All you have to do is click that subscribe button right down here. Click that and you'll be subscribed to an amazing community of people as well as some great videos that will help to improve your life. Thanks so much for being here. Subscribe now would be good. Just click it. I know you can see it. It's somewhere down here. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.